This is a couple of minutes early, but I'm gonna just in case anybody's watching at this point or searching this up, I'm gonna just keep you company for a minute. Not really talk about anything too significant until actually 6:30. Um, but I've done this for all my other classes at this point. First time I did a live stream like this, well, ever, was Monday morning. I did my 9:30 college algebra class. I think I got about 15 people that are still participating in that class, and I only had two that actually signed in. And I might have had others watching, but nobody else was logged into YouTube. So I only had two people that chatted a hi for me to let me know that they were there. If any of my Tuesday night students are watching, this one's actually for you, and y'all are the only ones that know about it. So I don't imagine anybody else is tuning in. But if you are listening, I'm not going to assume that I'm necessarily going to have anybody here that I'll be able to see is watching. But if you're logged into YouTube, if you have a YouTube account and you're logged into YouTube, then chat something, say hi, so I know you're there. And I don't know, it makes it easier to talk to than just a camera, I guess. Although, I don't know, it's pretty much the same with just a little chat column here. But anyway, I'm learning about that. That was my 9:30 class yesterday. I think I had two out of, I'm guessing, 12 to 15 people left in the class. And then this morning at 8 o'clock, I had actually the best turnout. I had 6 people that logged in and chatted and said hi. And I think I've probably got about 12 people in there that are still involved. And then my 11 o'clock class, I think I've got about 12 people in there that are still involved, but I only had 3 people log in and say hi for my 11 o'clock class today. So I'll see if any of y'all do. I don't have very many on Tuesday night, but maybe one of you or more will log in and say hi. Anyway, still a couple of minutes. So again, I'm not going to start with anything significant here yet. And this is not going to be a class per se. I'm not going to talk about material, except I'm just going to really talk about how we go on from here. And so that's what this is about. I expect this to, last 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Not really very long, but just long enough for me to tell you some things about how I'm expecting all this to go, and just see if you do log in, you could have a question, I could answer it. You could chat it up, and I could answer it, maybe. But let me just start by doing a reminder that I know I should do. And I'm going to put this live stream up as a video on Google. So on Moodle. So you'll up in the top section of our Moodle shell, I'll put this as soon as this is done. I'll put it up there so anybody can watch it later. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to each Tuesday night. I'm going to plan at 6:30 to have this. To have this live stream, and if you miss it, that's fine, except that you don't get to ask me anything. But if you do see this at 6:30, then you can type in a chat thing here, and you can ask me about it. But we all the students and all the faculty got an email later today from Scott Kutencooler, and I think he just went with the listserv at school, and so it should be all the students and all the faculty got the message that they would like some help in knowing who's still involved. Y'all were good about letting me. I assume that everybody that's still involved has told me that, or has communicated with me since we were all sent home on a Wednesday a couple of weeks ago. And so, so I think I know who's still involved in this class, but Scott Kudenkooler, our vice president for student affairs, asked everyone today to please go to the top right corner of Moodle, no matter which class you're on or whether you're at home or whatever. Up the upper right hand corner is a box, and it's just a little survey to let them know if you're involved and to what extent you can be involved. And I think they're going to use this later to if anything has to be fixed later or something. So it's to your advantage to go ahead and take that survey. And so I'm going to encourage all my classes to do it. And maybe you saw that message anyway. Again, I'll say one more time, since it's 6:31, according to my borrowed Chromebook that I have right here, that that if you're watching and you're logged into YouTube, type a hi in the chat so I can know that you're there. But I'm just going to go on and talk about what I wanted to talk about here, which mostly is how things are going to go moving forward. Now, there's a couple documents at the top of the Moodle page that I put up there, Google Docs documents. One of them is called something like how class is going to go starting March 30th, which is kind of what I mostly am going to tell you about today. There's another Google Docs document that is a day by day, or for us, we only have one class a week. So week by week, what I'm planning for you to be working on each week in order for us to get to where we need to get by the end of the semester. So that if you've got the ability to print that off at home, that would be handy. If you go ahead and print that Google Docs document that tells each Tuesday, I think it's called calendar starting March 30th, I think. And if you just print that off, then you'll know what we're working on all the time. You won't have to bring it up. I'm going to mention each week what we're working on, and I'll do that before we're done here. But I just wanted to talk about the class in general. We had 4 components to our grades. The first one was homework quizzes. And with that, we're done. We only got to do a few because we only had half the semester to work with. But most of the reasons that I use those homework quizzes really don't count now. It's really a moot point now because you're not really coming to class per se. And so I'm not having to do homework quizzes to encourage people to be in class at the beginning and be in class at the end and that kind of thing. So there's really not that. And so most of the reasons that I give those quizzes, I really don't, those reasons aren't valid anymore for our situation here. So we've done 4 or 5 of them. I'm going to drop the lowest one. That's still going to count as a quarter of your grade, but we won't have any more quizzes, no more homework quizzes. Everything else, the other 3 components of this class, will be on My Math Lab. Now, the homework was already on My Math Lab, and you already had that assigned to you. Starting with Chapter 7, you were doing, or you were going to do, the My Math Lab starting with Chapter 7. And this is really the last week on Chapter 7. We got pretty far with it. I didn't get to the very last of the material, I don't think, but I got near the end of the chapter on our last time that we met. And so we're gonna go on for there. So we're gonna finish the chapter this week, and then next week, if you look at that schedule, I'll want you to not only take the test for Chapter 7, but do the first couple of things on Chapter 8, and that'll be next week. But for this week, I want to make sure that you get caught up with Chapter 7, get all the way through Chapter 7 on the My Math Lab homework. Including the review homework, the one review homework at the end of Chapter 7. And then next week we'll have a test. We'll have a Chapter 7 test, and you'll take that on My Math Lab. That was going to be in the classroom, but now it's going to have to be on My Math Lab. And it's labeled, I think it's called on My Math Lab, I think it's called Chapter 7 post-test, but it's not going to be available to you until let me see. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm trying to find that date. Oh, here we go. That will be open. That Chapter 7 test will be open April 6th to the 8th, and you can probably see that in Moodle if you're looking at that. But sometime from the 6th to the 8th next week, you'll want to take that, and I believe that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that you have to take that next week. Anyway, that's coming up. I want you to know that's coming up. I'll be there to remind you, but I think actually you can start taking that. You can the first time for you to take that is on Monday. But anyway, when you do take that test, you want to be sure to make sure your pop-up blocker is off. Make sure that you have your something to write with and something to write on, and a calculator with you so that you can so that you won't have to get up and get anything. And I think you'll probably be kicked out of the test. I'm not sure of this, but I think you'll probably be kicked out of the test if you open up another browser or another window. I'm not positive of that, but I know they used to have lockdown browsers set on everything, and so I don't want you to go to another website or anything. As it is, I'm actually allowing you to use your book and all that kind of stuff because I can't stop it. but don't open up another browser. It's not an open internet test, and I think it will actually throw you out and just go ahead and grade your test if you do open one. But again, I'm not sure of that. So I kind of got off track a little bit there, but I was going through the components, the homework on MyMathLab. You are already going to have to do that for Chapter 7 and 8 and a couple sections in Chapter 9. And so that's just all the homework you're going to do now. I'm not going to assign anything in the book. We're not going to be having homework quizzes. So just the same homework that you were going to have on MyMathLab. In addition to that, Chapter 7 test that I was talking about, here in a couple of weeks, Chapter 8 test, and I'll remind you of that when that's coming up too. That's on the schedule. You can see the exact dates that's open if you look at that calendar that I've posted on Moodle. Then the final is the last component, and that is going to have to be on the on MyMathLab 2. And it's already there for you. The dates for that, I think I'll have to go back and check, but I believe that was May 1st through the 5th, or maybe it's 5th through the 10th. I can't actually remember the dates for that. But anyway, that I'll mention when we're getting closer. Those dates I don't think are on the calendar, but anyway, I'll tell you when that's open, and again, you may be able to look on Moodle and see when that is open. But I wouldn't worry about that yet. We're a ways from that. So those are the 4 components. Basically, all your work that you're going to show me, anything that's going to be graded now, is going to be done on MyMathLab. I'm fortunate that we had that going, so that I have this platform to give tests and that kind of thing. If you look at Moodle, if you remember, we started the semester on a Wednesday, so all the weeks that we have, all the levels of Moodle going down, go from Wednesday one week till Tuesday the next week. So I'm putting everything that I'm wanting you to do starting on a Tuesday on that Tuesday date, which is the last date of the week. But anyway, I think I'm going to be reminding you here on this. And so I have a bunch of videos for you to watch. I did most of them are Khan Academy videos. Salman Khan is really good at explaining things, and he can show you examples. I use some other people's videos as well to show you those. And so what I'm expecting that you'll do for the most part with this material is watch the videos to see what they're doing. You'll have to help you those videos. you'll have the textbook. It shows examples of things too, and it's the same publisher. The problems in My Math Lab are also in the book, so it's kind of going along the same exact vein. Although we didn't do all of that, we skipped some of that, but all of that same stuff is in My Math Lab. So you can look in the text and look at the examples there for that section. Um, and then there's the helps on My Math Lab that people always use with that, and those are good to help you get through the homework as well. In addition, the sections that are harder, I found an app, somebody turned me on to an app called VoiceThread, and I didn't know anything about this, but I've used a couple of VoiceThreads, and I'm planning to use VoiceThread to show you examples of the sections that traditionally have been the ones that gave people the most difficulty. So I will have I will have a couple of voice threads. You can see for section 7.8, I put a voice thread, and that's my voice, and I just worked through a couple examples for you on there. So that'll help you with 7.8 that you'll be doing this week. Then let me see what else. Then okay, and then next week, starting Monday, you'll have the test open to you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. But I'll be getting back with you next Tuesday night. You might want to take the test before then, because if you wait till Tuesday night for me to remind you, you'll only have Wednesday to take it. And so you may want to take it on Monday or Tuesday, depending on what your schedule is. Let me see, what else do I want to mention here? I told you about the survey. I didn't talk about my office hours. I have office hours, and really what that means is during those hours I'm by my computer. I can answer an email really quickly. You won't have to wait on me unless you're waiting on me to answer a different student. I'll be right there to answer any emails that come in, and you won't have to wait. And if you are waiting, it's because I'm answering some other student. So during those office hours, my office hours just mean I'm available for communication. For the most part, that means by email. And so that's Monday through Thursday, 1 to 3 o'clock. And then on Friday, 10 to 12 in the morning, I'll be doing that. And then also I will have from 12 to 1 right after that on Friday. I have a tutoring time, that 1 hour. And if you just have something you want specific that you want me to work with you on, then I can do that. I'll probably, if you email me during that 12 to 1 hour on Friday, and nobody else has, then I'll probably just send you my my cell number, and we'll just do a FaceTime. That'd probably be the easiest way for me to help you with specific problems. Of course, with tutoring, it's pretty much I can only have one person at a time, so that'll only be available, on first come first served basis, and it's just the 1 hour anyway. So I don't know if you'll have that available to you. So those are my office hours. But the truth is, I check my email throughout the day. So even though you might have to wait, you probably wouldn't have to wait real long any time of day. I usually don't look at my email after about 8 o'clock at night. So if you write me something after 8 o'clock at night, you're probably not going to get an answer until the next day. But I open my email pretty often anyway. So you don't really have to wait on my office hours if you have a problem or a question. Let me see if in my notes of things that I wanted to mention here. I think I've gone through just about everything that I wanted to. And so let me see, there was, if you are watching this and you don't have a YouTube account, it just takes a minute to sign up for a YouTube account. I'd love to have this where you can be watching me live doing this, so you can type in a question for me or type in something for me to address, and I'll do it during my live stream. after this live stream is over, I'm going to post it to the top of our Moodle page, so you can watch this after the fact. And it seems as though I don't see any chat here, so it seems as though everybody's going to be watching this later. It's really fine, except that it might be more about what you want it to be about if you were to kind of help me go that direction. But anyway, I'll be back next Tuesday night. Going to do this every Tuesday night in April. From it's at 6:30. It'll probably take 15, 20 minutes to address any difficulties and any where we're going from here. And if you want to chat things in, I can consider, I can make comments about that too. Well, I hope all of you are well. I'm kind of, it's been a long time since the United States has really been challenged by something like this, but I really feel like, I don't know, I feel like Americans are up to this. We haven't really had to show that in a long time, but I feel like that, that frontier spirit, that, wanting to make things work, wanting to make things better. I feel like we're up to that and we can get past this. And I'm gonna love it if people will finish up this semester. If I can get people through, and people will have had will actually have gained something out of this semester, gotten some college credit, got closer to their goals. I'm gonna think that's excellent through all this. I hope you are all well. I hope you're all being safe, and I'm just gonna plan on seeing you next week. Email me if you have a problem, and I'll do anything I can to help you out with the limited tech that I've got here. So you all be well, and I'll try to talk to you again next week.